essential for every society that adults like you and I see in every child the potential for excellence and for continuation and thriving of community. And so it is the goal of that God, and the community is empowered by God. And so if we're doing work, community ought to be the goal. I've learned over the years that if I'm going to lead, the best location to perform that leadership is from the back of the room and not the front. And so I've learned how to sit in the back of the room and to analyze and to listen very intently to people. And so I don't know whether that's art or skill or just a particular idiosyncrasy of Tim Warner, but I want not to be in the front of the room, but in the back. And I think people sense that and respond to it. I'm grateful for that. Most recently, God has sent me, after I've been called to ministry, finally to a place that is a community much like the one in which I grew up, with all the rough edges, so much undifferentiated stuff going around the community. So in Emory Grove, we are trying to rebuild a community that used to be there. While it didn't have an awful lot of money, it had an awful lot of community connection. And some wonderful things were going on in terms of how they function with and for each other. And so we're going to try and put up 450 units of housing there very soon. But the most important part of that is not the bricks and the mortar. It is the work, and this is the future work for me. How do we build a community of people who are no longer slave descending African Americans there, but people from all over the world who have come to that base? As long as the reality is what it is among poor and disenfranchised, folks who don't have an awful lot of money and are treated as if they have no voice, somebody has to be a mediator between them and the institutions that purport to serve them. And if I leave a legacy, I want to make sure that faith communities are strong enough and aware enough and active enough in that work to be making a difference still among those people. Jesus says, the poor you shall have with you always. And I just like to have fewer of them when I leave.